all kinds of leaves here. And let some of the sky show through. And I'm going to go right into a little bit of the sap green with a touch of yellow on it. And come back and very gently highlight some of these. Isn't that easy? You have a beautiful little tree. And I think with that, we just about have a finished painting. So I think we'll call that one done. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you a happy painting. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Welcome back. I'm glad you could join me today. And today, we're going to do something very different, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So let's have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting. They'll come across in exactly the same order that I have them on the palette, starting with the white and working around. While they're doing that, come on up here to the canvas. Let me show you something. I think you'll like this. Today I have a canvas, same size as I always use, 18 by 24, but I've taken contact paper and put around the entire canvas except right here in the center. This is just plain old contact paper that you buy at your local drugstore or hardware store or whatever, right over the canvas. And then we're going to paint a beautiful little painting in here and have some fun. So let's do it. Let's do it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to start out today with a little bit of the bright red, and then I'm going to go right up into a little touch of titanium white. A little more of the red, so I'll make a nice pinkish color, okay? Let's go right up here. And I'm just going to put in a little tiny pink glow right there, just using little crisscross strokes. Just right across there. Okay, now, without cleaning the brush, I'm going into a small amount of phthalo blue. Small amount. It's very strong. Very, very strong. And then right underneath the pink, a little tiny bit of blue. Just across like that. This will be a very soft and very effective painting. Beautiful little painting. I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Do you want a satisfying, remote-friendly job that pays well? Become a software engineer in only 10 months through Triple 10.
Little touch. Boy, that stuff's strong. It'll eat up your whole world in just a heartbeat. Okay, let's go right up here.
Oryx,
Now,
what's
I
up?
have some water in this painting, so I'm going to pull this right across, just like this. And water, unless it's moving, is level. So try to keep these strokes as straight as possible. See there? Try to keep it straight. You don't want your water to...
I'm just
to run out
smoking a
of your
bowl
pan and
before
hit
I
your
go to
floor
bed,
with.
and
You'll be mad at me.
figured I'd bring you guys to
Now, leave a little
check out
area
Bob
in
Ross
here.
with me.
It's unpainted. That'll end up being very pretty. I have several brushes going, so I don't have to clean them. Okay, now, right here, where this blue and pink go together, I'm just going to blend this till it's nice and soft. So you can't tell where one color stops and the next one starts. Look at that. And then very lightly, just take the brush strokes out. Down here in the water, all the way across. See how smooth and gentle that is now? But your little light area right there still remains. Okay. Let's have some fun now. Now then, let's get dangerous. I'm going to go into the midnight black. Just a little of it on the fan brush. Let's go right up here. Now then, I want some contrast in this sky. So I'm going to take this and just dance it around. Let it play. Just like that. Ooh, look at that. I'll be so upset with him now. Just let all kinds of little things happen. This is just midnight black. Big old cloud lives right up here. Look at that. Just let it play. Paint.
I've never had artistic talent. This makes me jealous.
Through there. Now, when you're doing yours, you put clouds wherever you want them. And try to just copy what we have here. Everybody sees nature.
I can steal other people's art, though.
There. All right. Now then. Take a nice nice dry brush. Be sure your brush is dry. If it's wet at this point, you're going to become a mud mixer and you're going to be upset with me. Tiny, tiny little circles. And just begin very lightly, blending this.
I steal other people's art.
Little tiny circles, and I'm just using just the corner of the brush. Just the top corner of the brush.
I only
Very,
copied it.
Very small little circles. There we go. Now then, with a clean fan brush, I'm going to go back and pick up a little bit more of my paint. That was the bright red, the titanium white. All right, I'm back up here. Now I'm going to just let some of this bounce right over this dark color.
Oh no.
Just push it in. Get tough with it. Get tough with it. Just let it bounce and play. Look at that. Wherever you think it should be, that's where it should be. And once again with our large brush, very gently, just barely grazing the canvas. This is 3 hairs and some air. Just caress it. Just caress it. This is your good friend. You don't want to hurt it. Just want to caress it. See? Now very gently. Very gently. Just take the brush strokes out. In that, you have one fantastic sky. Isn't that pretty? I think you'll really enjoy doing that one. Okay, today, let's take the old round brush. And I'm going to go right into a little bit of the dark sienna, a little Van Dyke brown, a little sap green. Just mix them on the brush here. Tap. So you're really tapping that brush. Okay, let's go up here. And these are just little background things. They live back here, wherever you want them in your world. Oh, there's a nice one. There's a nice one. He got a little extra sunlight. Grew big and strong. A little more of the color. And wherever you want them. All right. Isn't that quick? We have some nice little background trees. And then we'll just take a knife. I'm just using a small one, but either one will work. Just scratch in a few little stick and twig indications. Or you can take your liner brush and paint them in. I find it a little faster just to drop them in with a knife. There we go. All right. Now then, same old dirty brush. A little bit.
I know a little bit about plant
yellow
dyes.
ochre, a little cad yellow. We'll take a little Indian yellow.
A little bit.
And some sap green. And we just mix them right on the
Purple
brush.
particularly.
My yellows are a little
Coming
bit thinner
from the
than my other paints,
Mimosa
so they mix
hostilis
easier.
root bark.
Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, let's put some highlights on some of these. And I'm just taking the top corner of the brush, and all I'm doing is just barely touching. Just barely touching. See, and make little forms and shapes in there. Look at that. Look at that. Just drop it in. All kinds of little things. Let them happen. Let them happen. Remember, there's layers back here. There's not just one old bush living back here. There's layers. And that's what helps create the illusion of depth. Distance in your painting. And a least little touch of the red. Ooh, put a nice red one right there. That one will really stand out. Pretty little devil.
One of my newest pours.
Little color on that. And just sort of work these yellows and reds back and forth.
13.82 ounces.
Seems to be-
Oryx, why are you blowing my phone up while I'm streaming?
Remember, this is your world. And you can do any old thing.
I can't check those right now.
You have a very, very nice, effective little background. Now then, let's begin working forward on this and putting some more distance into it. I'm going to go right into these browns that I had. Same color I made the trees with. A little dark sienna, a little Van Dyke brown. Okay, let's put in some base color here. All I'm going to do is just tap. Begin thinking about the lay of the land. How do you want your land to flow? I want it to sort of come down like that. Look at that. like so. Just like that. All right. You know, it's hard for me to believe with the completion of this series, we'll have over 100 half-hour shows. That's almost unreal to me. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Now I'm going to pull down a little bit of that color, and this will end up being reflections.
Thanks, Monkey King.
Just pull it straight down.
Spud, what's up, brother? Yeah, man, that's what I got going on right now.
Very lightly go across.
Give me a little bit of a chest cough
And then take another old brush here.
because
Same size. It's 2-inch brush.
My lungs are
Going to
shit.
A little green, a little yellow. And I'm just going to tap some of these colors on here. Same colors we used to highlight the trees in the back. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, begin at the most distant area and start working forward. All we're doing, see, I'll do that real slow so you can see it. Just tap.
So what do you guys think of this little fella right
Work
here?
in layers. Okay, here comes another layer. And let it follow through. It's just like bowling. See, let it follow through there. Just let it come right on down. Layer after layer after layer. However many layers that you want.
I think it was 13.82 ounces in the end.
See there? That easy.
It's heavy.
Creates the illusion of land back here. And painting is just games of illusions. That's really all it is. Okay, now let's take the knife, take a little bit of brown, and back in here we'll put the indication of a little bit of dirt.
Honey and lemon will help me with the cough.
Got to have something
No,
for all these little things to
the
work.
cough will go away as soon as I'm done with this bowl, Monkey King.
Just a little brown. This is a little Van Dyke. Just rub
It's
it on.
the 5-minute COVID.
And I'll take a little brown and
disease.
white. Same color, just brown and white.
It comes and goes real fast.
And add the least little touch of highlight here and there. Don't overdo. Just a little. That's super. A little bit of the liquid one. Cut across it. And we'll put a happy little water line back here. Not too much. This is done with a very firm pressure. You're really cutting into the canvas. Just get tough with it. Just get tough with it. And keep these lines basically straight.
This is
You
a
don't want your water to run right out of your paper.
3-inch round Morgan.
Okay, I'll add a little more of the browns here. Let's go.
I poured this a
Right
few
here.
days ago.
And just keep making decisions. Build plane after plane. As many planes as you want in your world.
That came out looking awesome.
Complete the area that's the farthest away first and work forward. A few little happy reflections just by pulling straight
I
down.
wasn't sure if the
Going
silver
across.
was going to
Very
flow,
light.
but I got it.
Just whisper light. I have 2 brushes going here, so I don't have to clean them each time. Go back into my brush. It has the yellows on it. Tap a little color. Put a little bit of the bright red on there.
Zinc tablets. What do I need zinc tablets for?
Ooh,
Gear. What's up, Gear?
just all kinds of
It's
little.
good to see you, homie.
If you want one to stand out, add a little butter.
Jesus
That
Christ.
little girl now stands out from all the rest. It will make that one stand out a little more too. Okay, we need a little bit of ground area underneath this one. Don't want it to get upset because it doesn't have any.
I also poured this tonight.
Okay,
I haven't cleaned it up at all.
Light color, just barely touch.
Did another knife.
Barely touch.
Came out looking good.
Color. That'll bring all that together. Okay, that's such a pretty little area. Shoot, if I was there, I'd have to have a little cabin right there. Let's do that. Let's go right into some Van Dyke brown. Right here. Start back to just drop that in.
It is good.
Other. That easy. Need a little fun on this rascal.
This weed is dumping a shitload of keef out of it, too.
Put it aside. Don't want that to fall off. Put a side on it.
A couple grams of keef in there.
Now then, let's just take a little bit of the brown and white here. And we'll just put a little highlight on the roof. This is an old cabin. I like to do old buildings.
This was an attempt at Princess Peach. She didn't come out so good. She's gonna get remelted.
Take a little bit of light color, light brown right there, and just highlight it a little touch so it stands out.
Came all fucked up.
A little bit of highlight on the boards. Just shoot. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. I'm just gonna take the pointed knife and cut through and make the indication of little boards.
Gears busted balls.
The small knife gets in these little places like better. This guy's like me. He ran out of storage space and he built a little shed.
Can't see my chat for shit.
That easy. You got a happy little shed. You need a little highlight on
A
that.
happy little shed.
It's got a little roof on it too, so it doesn't leak. There we go. A little bit of highlight on that area. Now keep this right in here, very dark. Very dark.
This phone
Light's
sucks.
gonna hit in there. Let's put a little door right there. We need a way to get in and out of this nice little cabin. A little touch of light.
Monkey,
Still
that's
use a
awesome
small
that you're finally getting that taken care of, man.
Okay. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of blue and white. Put the indication. Maybe there's a little window right there. We'll put one right there. Just the least little hint of blue. Okay. Now then, let's take a fan brush. We'll use some yellows and some greens. All right, let's go at it up here. Now then, we can just pop in some happy little bushes. And this cleans up the bottom of the cabin. Just cleans it all up.
Must be a wildfire
This
or
guy's
something.
like
There's
me.
a lot
He
of
didn't cut his
smoke
lawn very well, and it's
on
growing
his
up
picture.
around the edge of his house. The weeds grow up around his house. And maybe we can take a little knife here, put the indication of a little tiny path right there, just a little indication. All right.
Monkey King, if you want a little bit of bad
Got a
advice,
little cabin. Got a little cabin.
go to the fucking drugstore and get yourself some propylene glycol.
Use a little bit of liquid white.
Get like, I don't know, 24 ounces of it.
My cabin.
Fill your radiator with water and then
I'll tell you,
dump the
this was a fun little
propylene
thing. I knew
glycol in
you'd
it.
enjoy it.
And there's your radiator fluid.
I'm going to use some of the browns and greens again.
The water keeps it cool. The propylene
Let's go right up
glycol
here.
keeps it lubricated.
There's a big old tree, and he lives. Yep, you're right. He lives right there. He hangs right out there. That's what I used to do when I was a kid. I just would hang out. That's what this tree's doing. It's just sort of hanging out here, having a good time. There we go.
What a happy little tree.
Here, all kind of little bushes are happening. There they go. Oh, look at there. Another little peninsula comes right out here. Just sort of let these things happen. Don't try to plan everything. Let them happen. Let them happen. That's when it becomes fun. Okay, now very lightly, we'll pull a little touch of that down. Like so.
Raz Bobo.
As we know.
What's up,
It'll end
homie?
up being reflections. Pull it down
Strain?
very lightly. Go across. Very lightly. Now then, we need some land. So we all.
Banana Daddy.
There we go.
26% THC.
Bit of the brown and white. Maybe throw at least a little touch of blue in there.
This is what I'm smoking
Great
tonight.
color. But don't overmix your color.
Simply herb.
Don't overmix it.
Don't
Let
ever
these
mix
things
your-
just sort of happen.
Don't overmix your color.
All right, I'm going to take a little liquid white on my liner brush, and maybe over here, there's a tree trunk. He's sort of a light color. Bloop. See there? Turn that brush. It makes all kinds of little things just happen.
Bud rot. How the hell did you
It's a
let
little
that
more
happen?
interesting than just a straight old tree trunk. Give it a little turn, a little wiggle. All kinds of pretty things.
That's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
Maybe there's one. Yep, it's right there. Now then we can put some highlights on that tree.
Oryx, if you were ever thinking about making RSO, your
Yellow,
CBD
little
bud
satin green.
would be the bud to do it with.
Load this 2-inch brush full of paint. Really load it full. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, you don't want to cover all
Hey,
the
Mr. Chubby Hubby.
See, just highlight these. And if your paint is too thick and won't
I'm
stick,
chilling with Bob Ross tonight.
tiny little bit of the liquid white, thinner. Either one.
I gotta try to get to bed early
Very
tonight.
well, but if you're having trouble, that's the way you make it stick. You start with a very thick base color, very thick paint, and then you can add layers of
That's
thinner
why
paint
I do my
right
growing
on top of
indoors.
it. Ooh, look at all those little leaves happening there. See? And think about patterns here. Think about these limbs that create these little things. Don't just throw them in. Down here, we got some happy little bushes that live. Look at all them. Look at there. There's one. Wherever you want them. Add a little bit of the red. We'll get bright. Ooh, nice one. Nice one. Sometimes some of these colors happen. It makes me excited.
Yeechi.
Just jump right out there on you.
Do I know you?
Now, with just a clean knife,
Playboy, huh? Hardly.
create the illusion of thin little sticks and twigs, wherever you want them. A little bit of liquid white.
Welcome to my
Water
stream,
on that.
Yeechi.
See, that cleans up the bottom and sort of separates everything.
Am I pronouncing that right?
A few little ripples on the water. Keep those straight also. Most important.
Yeah, this one's, how long? A week or a
I tell you
weekend?
what, let's have some fun now. Watch right here. Let's
one-
bring the camera
this one's
right
a
up in
weekend
here. I want you to
marathon.
see this very close. Okay, come right up here.
And they won't let me comment because I haven't been a subscriber for 3 days.
Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? I told you you'd like that. Told you you'd like that. Now then, let's really have some fun. Already, didn't it make a beautiful little painting? There lives a tree right here. Big tree. I know there's a big tree right here. Still using just the brown. Even going to go into a little bit of the blue and a little bit of crimson. There. And I want this to just sort of come right on around. What makes this interesting is that it breaks the borders. Breaks the borders. So let this
You're all
float
good,
around
Oryx.
wherever
It's
you
all
want it to
right.
go. If you're interested in selling paintings, this one will load
Mr.
you all
Chubby
up.
Hubby, you with a Bob Ross wig would
This is it.
be absolutely fantastic.
All these colors.
I'm gonna
All of
look
them,
for
put
one.
A dark base color in here so we can come back
I'm gonna
and
write myself a
put
note.
some highlights on it. Maybe. Yep, look at there. See, there's a little projection. It comes right out there. And you can make as many of these little projections, little peninsulas as you want in your painting. And they help create the illusion of depth, distance. I know you hear me say that over and over. But to me, it's very important to have
I wrote
paintings
myself
that
a
have
note.
depth.
I'm gonna look for a wig for you.
Don't like paintings that are flat. Very lightly, go across. Maybe we'll just,
Oryx, I was about to make a very inappropriate joke regarding a
I
70s
know,
wig.
let's have it come way over here. Why not? Now, when you're doing this, you let it go wherever you want it. Very lightly. Very lightly. But isn't that exciting when you pull that contact paper off and there it sits? I think that's one of
Cheers.
the most beautiful little paintings you've ever done.
I can make it
So
look like the.
just-
Oh, I
just
was gonna
makes you
make it
feel
look like
good.
it was smoking. The place was on
Okay,
fire.
let me get a fan brush here and I'll go right into some of the browns. Okay, let's go up here. Let's put a happy little tree trunk right there. Right there. We'll give them a little friend. Trees get lonely. They need friends.
I don't know how to make that look better on the screen.
Touch of the red.
My setup sucks.
Touch of the red. Oh, it's so strong. Now then, let's just take the knife. Just drop in some nice little highlights here and there. Just to make that old tree stand right out. Look at that. Just pops him right out there. Okay, now then, I'm going to take the liner brush, a little bit of liquid black on it, and just put the indication here and there. Hope you can see those, it's quite dark. We'll have some come right on out here. See
Was it an indica? I wasn't even
Nice
looking.
Nice little limbs,
Does it say indica on it?
wherever you want them.
I never pay attention.
There's one over there.
As long as it's different,
Just as
then
many of them as few as you want.
it'll get me
Take a
stoned and
liquid
help me
white.
go to sleep. It don't
Very lightly.
necessarily matter
Highlight them.
as far
Make
as
them
I'm
stand
concerned.
out. Like so. Okay, back to the knife. I'm going to put a little land right here. Just so let it.
Oh, I don't know if it's an
Make it look
indica or
official.
not. I misread your
Goes
comment.
around the corner. Whoop. A little bit of the brown and white.
It's
Highlight.
probably a hybrid.
That. A little bit of liquid white. That'll cut us in a nice little water layer. Alright.
It's not saying if it's indica or
Let's
sativa
go back
or
to a
hybrid
2-inch
or
brush
what the hell it
that has
is.
the color on it. And let's begin putting in some little highlights.
No,
All we're doing here is just barely tapping the yellows and the greens. See, don't kill all your darks. I know you get tired of hearing me say that, but it is so important. If you kill all those darks, then you're going to lose your depth in your tree.
Spud.
What is it? See, that dark makes that really stand out. As I said earlier, if you have trouble making your paint stick, add a little bit of liquid white.
Nobody likes the bush down under.
Here. The liquid
I
white will
mean,
make the color a little lighter.
Well, that all depends on how you take that.
If you use thinner, the color remains the same, but the paint gets thinner. So that's why they call it thinner, huh? There. Okay. Now, once again here, you're working in layers. So you create one layer at a time. And work forward, forward, forward.
What's wrong with the damn trees?
Most important that you do that. Create the illusion of little bushes and little trees and
Happy
all these
little
happy
bushes and
things.
happy little trees.
Let a little of this color just wander right on over here. We don't know where it goes. I really hope you've enjoyed this painting as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. This was something I worked on for quite a while.
Have you guys enjoyed the painting as much as
I've
Bob?
been waiting to show it to you because I knew you'd be excited about it. I'll tell you what, I think we're about ready to sign that one. Take a little bit of the bright red on my liner brush. Let's go right
Once
here.
in a while,
Let's
that
sign
shit
this
needs
one.
to be
Call
kept
it
up on.
finished.
Lawn
And
needs
once again,
needs
I
to be
really hope you
manicured.
enjoyed this one. It's been a great pleasure bringing it to you. And so, from all of us here, until next time, happy painting. God bless.
So, I wonder if you can see it. This is something else I tried pouring tonight. But, didn't come out right. It came out fucked up, which sucks because this is a cool looking token. It would have been.
Today I thought we'd do a nice, beautiful little winter
You can kind of
scene.
see what
Warm and
it's supposed to look like.
glowing. I think it'll make you happy. So let's have them start off and run all the colors across the screen. What you need to do this painting, and they'll come across in the same order as I have them on my palette. Now I've already covered the canvas with a thin, even coat of
Got
liquid
the
white. It's wet
moon
and
here,
slick. It's all
sun
ready to
over
go.
here.
Let's have some fun.
Yes.
Start today with a little
Couple of
white
hands
brush.
with eyeballs in the center of the palm.
Yellow, the tiniest little amount
But-
of the bright red. Tiny.
Oh, it looks good in the reflection.
Just work a little bit into the bristles. Just go right up here. Gonna have
But
a
up close,
soft
like
so
by eye, the naked eye, it don't look this nice.
that, there. So we start off just making a little
That does
circle.
look pretty fucking cool in the camera though.
Like so. Good. I'm gonna wash the
It
brush.
doesn't. Trust me. I promise it doesn't.
Just beat the devil out of it. Okay. Now then, go into titanium white. And we'll come right down here and get a little touch of alizarin crimson. Just like so. Okay. Now let's go right up in here and we'll work this in using little crisscross strokes, little X's. Now if you use these little crisscross strokes rather than drawing a big circle, it's much easier to blend all of these colors together. I really recommend you use these little strokes. Like so. Maybe I'll add the least little Crimson here, make it a little bit brighter so you can see.
If
the
it's
color.
not manicured, that shit better be
Some of
like
these colors are so soft, it's hard to see.
bald.
We'll bring it
I
right
mean,
up like that.
like,
Normally when we're doing these paintings
are,
with
are,
colors,
are we
there's
still
no
talking
brightness.
about like Tasmania?
So when you're painting at home, you paint any way
I
that
am.
makes you happy.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Like that. Okay, I'm going to go to a 2-inch brush. It's a little bit faster now.
Fucking map.
Into the crimson, tiniest little bit. Tiniest little bit. And I'm going to add just a small amount of the dark sienna.
So I was gonna
Like a very warm brown. Can you just go back up here?
tone this,
Very lightly.
but as I was sanding it,
Making a little crisscross strokes.
let's see here,
Very soft. Quiet.
I started noticing it was
Very
like
effective.
throwing off some decent
Effective.
like designs
Type painting that people put in there.
on the mushroom
Make it look
with the little sanding disc.
If it's,
So I decided to just not tone it. Come on.
so many people write and tell me that they're selling paintings.
Oh, is it gonna-
And they never even believe they could paint.
You can almost fucking see it.
People write and tell me that. And it's not the money. The money's not important. It's what it does to your ego
There we go.
inside here. Because if somebody's willing to pay you for something you painted with your hand, it makes you want to go home and paint 10 more paintings. That's what's important. It's not the money. Going right into Van Dyke Brown. Sometimes I talk too much. I have to hush. Get excited. Van Dyke Brown. Still making a little crisscross. Now this is mixed
How would
with
I
the-
jewel it? I don't know how to do
Oh,
that.
these beautiful little things just happen. See, a little bit more of the brown. And right there.
You mean like bore a hole into it and then stick a jewel in it and epoxy it into place?
And it's just like an egg I cooked this morning. Bad news. I'm not much of a cook. I'll just lay a little tiny bit of this brownish color down in here. And without even cleaning the brush, the least little touch of phthalo blue. Tiniest little amount. Okay? And we'll just lay a little bit of that just here and there. Just here and there.
I have no idea what those are.
A little of this one crimson. I'm just putting some colors down here. Don't worry about blending them together.
Oh,
Mix
tone
them
it.
At this point. All right. Let's lay that brush down. And I have several of these 2-inch brushes going. And I'm going to go right up here and again blend it. Still using little crisscross strokes. And you really want to blend this out. Just blend it, blend it, blend it. Working outward. You don't want to bring the dark color in toward the center.
Well, I almost tried picking this up to hit it, but I wasn't going to have a whole lot of luck.
Blend this till you can't.
One of these days I'm going to cut the bottom off of it and then just, I don't know, drill the thing out. But the problem is that it's sterling,
Just take out the brush strokes.
and that shit is going to be really hard to drill through.
The brush and pop it off. That's all there is to
But
it.
eventually I would like to make myself a functional sterling silver
We'll put a
pipe.
sign up in here. And for that, I'm going to use a finger.
It's a work in progress.
A little white. And I'm just going to rub it right in. Just make a little circle. Sun looks a little better if it's round. And square sun sort of body it. There you go. See? You just push that right in there. Make a little circle. Now if you tried blending that, it would smear. So take your knife.
I probably have access to raw rubies.
Take it right off. The value.
If my buddy's willing to give them up, I know for a fact he's got,
Come along here.
I'm sure he's got raw rubies if he'd be willing to
And that easy.
collaborate with me or not, I don't know.
You have to have
I'd have to talk to him.
all right. And that completes our style.
Yeah, garnets too.
You can have some fun and begin painting. And you have to make a decision here. Okay.
But
gonna
I'm
use
not
a
a
brown brush.
stone guy.
Go into Van Dyke Brown.
I was thinking about trying to melt some rocks.
Mix them on the brush. Just tap it.
Listening to Ringmaster Ray
Let's go up here.
this afternoon, he was talking about if we could melt rocks, we would, but we can't.
Upward, so automatically.
So I decided to Google what's the melting temperature of rocks, and it's actually, most of them are lower than copper.
You have your shadows without even trying.
So now I'm thinking about melting a couple of rocks and pouring them into my sand. See what happens. I'd bake them first to make sure there's no moisture in it, so they don't explode inside my crucible. What do you think, Mr. Chubby Hubby?
So that's what I'm again working on. We're not worried a great deal about detail at this point. Like all we're interested in is the gentle lay of the land. Oh, there's another.
Well,
Things just sort of fall out of your
as a
brush.
matter of fact, I know a bunch of rock people. Well, maybe not a bunch, but two locally. At least one that I can think of online happens to be in the chat here. Good guy.
Because that'll end up being our shadows in the snow. So use all these things. We got some dark color on the brush.
Hey, Jessica, how you doing? Good to see you.
I'm going to take a little bit of the liquid like that here on the palette.
I didn't see Stax come in.
On the brush.
What's going on, Stax?
Thinner, and then work that brush in there and turn it. Bring it to a super sharp point.
I'm just sitting here watching Bob Ross and kind of bullshitting with you guys.
Just the indication of a few little chunks.
I love Bob Ross.
Arms. Whatever.
I was going to sit here quietly, but then people started chatting, so I figured I would just chat too.
Pull it down or you go up. It doesn't matter. Try it both ways. And most people will find it works better one way than it does the other. Now normally I pull down because it's easier for you to see it that way. When I'm painting at home, a lot of times I'll pull up. I don't think there's any rule. You just sort of practice and find which way works for you.
I miss watching you paint, Jessica. I haven't seen you paint in a while.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take the
For
old
those,
brush and dip it right
I think everybody here knows Jessica. Does anybody here not know Passion for Art or Passion Art and Coins?
Just a little touch
Oryx,
of red here. Tiniest little bit.
do you know Jessica Passion Art?
Just go up here. Now then, let's put some beautiful little highlights up here on these trees. Just use just the top corner of the brush and begin tapping. See that? Think about shapes in here. Don't just throw this on at random. Leave some of those nice dark areas there. See the patterns? That's what gives your tree shape, form. Now, if you have trouble
That's
making
a fantastic idea, actually.
liquid white to it. I'll put a little more red in there. Stand out a little. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Both
Beautiful.
Oryx and Passion are excellent artists. I've seen both of your paintings, and I'm jealous of your talents.
Right there. See,
I've never been able to draw or paint.
this is where the little bunny rabbit hides, is behind that bush. And then up here,
Exactly,
all the way
Mr.
along
Hubby.
the little tree root. And they eat the walnuts. We had little power struggles over who's going to get the walnuts via the squirrel. Guess who wins? Squirrel's got a nestful of nuts and I have none.
My dog is staring at me, wondering who the hell I'm talking to.
You like my garage better than he did out there in the cold. You did my garage. Keep the devil out. So I put some mothballs in his nest. That stinks. Now, once again, before I have this on my brush,
Jessica, one of these days, I got to reach out to you and
shapes, and I'm not worried at this point.
see if you have any paintings.
The lay of the land.
I'd love to watch you, like, create a painting and then just get the one I watched you paint.
Just like so. Now then, we can take the old fan brush.
Sputter, you taking off on us, homie?
With a little white on it, we could begin working on some nice shapes and stuff here. This is where begin laying in the snow. And you can go into a tiny little bit of a phthalo blue.
That's awesome.
Add shadow.
I've seen the sun catchers.
Doesn't matter. In fact, it's desirable if you pick up a little bit of this brown and begin working it in here. Always, always paying attention to the lay of the land. You think where the light would hit.
Could you imagine having one of Bob Ross's paintings?
It has little bumps because there's rocks and stones and all kinds of little heavy things that are underneath the snow. You may not see
I wonder what he did with them.
they cause bumps in the snow. Maybe tell you what, let's go right here. Push
They probably all sold real fast.
little grassy area that just winds right down the hill. See that? Just make all kinds of little things happen. All right. I like to do these little
Awesome,
things.
Spud.
A lot of fun. And they're easy.
I'm on my phone and watching my computer.
Maybe years ago, an old trapper.
Mr. Is
Little house right
anybody here capable?
I'll take some of the Van Dyke Brown. Cut
Now,
across,
Oryx, you're a
put
mod.
a roll of paint on the knife.
You should definitely check out Passion's
Right
channel.
on the edge of the knife. Let's go here. Maybe the little house lives. Does now, right there. There it is.
You should grab her link and check it out.
Key first. Okay, what? Got a phone on it. The other side.
It's always
Side over here too.
it's always 420 here, Spud. Holy shit.
White, a little brown. Put it out very flat. Get us a little roll of paint.
I tried pouring this little guy the other day,
Use a little touch of hot.
but I didn't have enough silver. He doesn't have legs or one of his arms. He does have another arm. And this little thing here is supposed to be the top of a mushroom cap with a stem coming down with a little another little mushroom like right about here.
Worry about too much color over on that side.
But I didn't have enough silver after pouring the skull.
The guy who lives in there is freezing because there is no roof on his house. Let's give him a roof.
Yeah, pretty much. I was thinking about putting him up in the Wounded Warrior Project benefit auction, but I didn't know if that would be in poor taste. I got a kick out of it, but I think some people might not.
What is it? We got a cabin. Need a door?
I'm not kidding.
Can't get out.
I already talked to Pedro about it. He said, you know what? If somebody can't take a joke, fuck them. But at the same time, I don't want to make people uncomfortable. I think it's fucking great, but yeah.
Just to give you an indication. Okay, want to chill?
I think it's funny. I love this little guy. I was planning on keeping him,
Tiny little touch
you know, but actually,
Maybe he don't have his fireplace lit.
you heard it here first.
There we go.
This is 3 inches round.
Take a little bit of liquid black.
Compared to another Morgan, I don't have a normal size dollar Morgan next to me, but a normal Morgan is comes up to about here on it. So this is going to be at least one of my donations to the Wounded Warrior Project. Oh, where's the camera? Here we go.
Brush. Take a little bit of liquid white. Oh, look at that. Little snow laying up there on his face. Put it up there on top.
Jessica, I love gnomes. I've always had a thing for gnomes. In my grandmother's house, when I was a little kid growing up, she had she actually had a German version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. But they were all like 18 inches tall, made of porcelain, and she had them scattered throughout her house. So ever since I was a little kid, I've had a thing for like little garden gnomes and dwarves and yeah.
walking right now. I'm just using a little tiny bit of phthalo blue white. Anchor color, just got a little pink in there. We're going to go and all the same. Still paying very close attention to the lay of the land.
Not really paying attention to Bob Ross, and I looked up and wow.
Don't it'll get away from you. Not right out of your painting. Pretty soon you'll have
His
land
paintings
dwelling
are
in
gorgeous.
So pay attention to that. It's important. It's the little details that make your paintings better, make you happier. When you get done with your painting, it's nice to step back and look at it and feel good about it. You want to feel good about it. Get a little larger down here because perspective-wise, it's getting closer to you. All right.
Is that on your channel,
One side done here.
Passion?
Think fun?
Let me see here.
Okay, let's get serious.
There we go.
Find my round brush here. Let's put something over here on the other side. Have some back into my dark sienna and a brown tap petal brush in there. So you really beat that son of a gun. This is where you take out all your frustration. This is better than kicking your dog. Of course, if he's like mine, kicking
There you go. You can post your link anytime you'd like
There
here,
we go.
Jessica.
Right on up. Work it up. So once again, we're starting from the bottom and working upward. So dark at the bottom and good on top. And it comes right up into there. I like these very soft earth tones, browns and stuff. So striking, so
Well.
effective.
My bowl is empty.
About right there. Right there. Tell you what, let's do. We got this old brush going. It's so much fun. Let's go right over on this side. Maybe right here on the
Stacks,
upward.
when the hell are you posting anything? This is the first time I've seen you comment in here, man.
Stuff it makes it. Isn't that easy?
And yeah, I'm a stoner, so what?
Right there. You'll have a couple of these little rascals. Just drop them in. Take a round brush, go right back in here. We can work some of these out. All kinds of pretty things. So we can make the lay of the land go anywhere you want to go. Little snow drifts up there.
Happy little snowdrifts.
Sometimes it's just so pretty it hurts. Okay. Let's change.
One of the cats I got from my mom is sticking its head in my safe.
Take it this way.
And if I hear it chew on anything in there,
Grab some of that brush and pull it down in there.
it's gonna get a surprise.
Change the lay of the land. So now it
This cat has a thing for chewing on bubble wrap and cardboard.
back, Father. Pushes everything back. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's take
Your high today was 48.
use the old knife here.
Our high here today was 50.
The little tree trunk.
I think it was 58, and it rained on me all day long.
Little limbs here and there.
I've been dreading firing up the furnace.
Take just a point of it. Look at that. Straight through and there's all kinds of little doers in there. Little limbs and stems and twigs.
I couldn't imagine wearing a helmet with tinnitus on. Or, yeah, wearing a helmet with tinnitus. Holy shit. I gotta call it a night.
Round brush. Let's have some fun. Let's get crazy here. I'm gonna take a little the bright red. Yellow,
My ears have rang since
yellow.
I was a little kid.
Very small amount. Don't get too wild on this. Very small amount. Okay, let's go right up here. Maybe this tree here has got a little bit of color on it.
Thanks, Oryx.
Shapes, like about limbs in it. And I'm just using the very top corner of the brush. Just the very, very top corner. Look at that go. See all the little things? And this creates a little warmth in the painting.
Water is essential to agriculture.
I mean, I can put all the fertilizer on a field.
Passion,
Without water,
if
I-
I had
I wouldn't go with it.
a little horn or something real loud to pop, just knowing that you had headphones on, I would absolutely do it next to the phone.
Best gift for Christmas.
Just
and
as a
birthdays and
joke.
weddings.
I love you, but I would definitely do that.
Yeah, this brings up another thing. A lot of people ask us what we
Did I show you my motorcycle link?
Most of them,
You guys ever see the motorcycle link I made?
but all the rest of
I
them,
made this
we donate them to PBS
and I
stations or
donated it
charity
to a benefit link, or to a benefit for somebody, and I sold it,
would like to have one.
and they
One of the
told me to
easiest
keep
ways
it.
to get is to call your PBS station
This
and say,
little
"Hey,
clip
I'm
right
above
here
for your next auction."
is so thin, I cannot believe I actually got silver to flow through.
Programming that way in the PBS station. You put the happy
But
birthday
I made every piece of the link piece by piece and then put it all together. It's a 520 DID motorcycle chain link.
Just drop in a few little blue and white grassy areas here. All kinds of little things going on.
I love this thing.
All kinds of little things. Yeah, then I'll tell you what. Let's use
I would never want to rely on it, sticking it on my four-wheeler.
That's right here. There's a post. Put one there. Tell you what. Three looks better.
But it is cool.
A little bit of brown and white for highlight. Maybe there's still one old post is hanging across that. Just like that. That easy. Okay, let's have some fun. Let me get an old foam brush here. Go right into the Van Dyke Brown. Go dark sienna. I think, yep. Look at that. Big old tree. Big old tree. I put a big tree in a painting one time and the lady screamed at me. Absolutely.
I didn't just fucking... Is Monkey
You don't
King
want a
still
big
here?
tree in your painting. Don't put one in there.
Oh
and
no.
scream at me.
Come on.
This is your world, so you do whatever
Is
you
he still
want.
here? Did I fucking accidentally block somebody?
Take the liner brush.
I was trying to scroll through my chat and I accidentally hit something.
Makes me feel.
Is everybody still here?
Sometimes I add a little paint thinner to the liquid black to make it really flow easy. Just let it go. Just let it really.
Okay, Monkey King is here. Hey Biggie, what's going on, brother? I'm accidentally blocking people in my chat, I think. Is everybody still here?
Don't
I
have
think
all
so.
this going out to side.
Alright. I hope so.
Put all kinds of little tiny things in there just by stroking.
Spud, are you still here?
Just get sort
Oh,
of
please tell me I didn't fucking block Spud. Alright, I see.
take the knife. A little bit of white.
I see one of his comments are still in there.
Let's put
Alright, cool.
highlight on this tree. There. Very touch. Give it a little pull. Let the paint grab. This is a thick, thick paint. So it'll grab and hang on. This one comes right down.
I think you should do whatever you feel comfortable with, man. If you feel like you have to explain yourself, then okay. If you feel like you shouldn't have to explain yourself, then okay.
Brush. Put a little snow down here on his foot.
I've made it clear to, I think, 2 people, maybe 3, about my feelings on this whole fucking bullshit thing. I don't know, man.
Just lay on. Little highlight here and there. Create the illusion of a little snow. And I think with that, we're done.
I know I wouldn't want to be excommunicated from somewhere, and I would fucking speak up if I think I was being wronged, that's for sure.
The old clock on the wall tells me I got to leave you for today, but I'll be back next time. I hope you have your easel set up, glass of tea, and already. Until then, happy painting. God bless.
Happy painting. Uh-oh. Let me take a screenshot here.
You ready to do a fantastic little painting with me? Got your palette all set up and ready to go? Okay. Tell you what, let's have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to do the painting that we're going to do today. And they'll come across in exactly the same order as I have them on my palette, starting with the white and coming all the way around. And while they're doing that, let's go on up here and get started. Now I've already covered the canvas with a thin, even coat of liquid white. It's wet and slick, and it's all ready to go.
For what it's worth,
Let's just have some fun. I'm going to start out with a small amount of Indian yellow. Tiniest little bit. Just tap a little bit onto the brush. Let's go right up in here in the sky. And just let a little tiny bit of that play around. Just here and there.
I've shared my feelings with Can, and he knows where I stand on the whole matter.
Maybe a little down here. I'm going to have a little water.
And I hope
We'll put a little tiny bit right in there.
it sets in.
Then without cleaning the brush, I'm going to go right into it.
Because honestly, I miss you in the tribe too.
Just tap the brush. And leave that Indian yellow in the brush. It makes a pretty color. Okay, let's go back up. Now then.
But
Just going to bounce a little bit of this crimson.
I don't know.
Sort of play it around. Let us have fun. There we go. Nice warm
I think the whole situation sucks, and I think Stax has
bit over in here.
kind of got the right idea
All kinds of
in the long run.
That looks good enough deep.
And I'm gonna kick the shit out of my cat for being up on my bar.
Just like so. Okay. Now then, without cleaning the brush again, we'll go right into a little bit of that.
Come on, get down.
light black and a small amount of
Get down.
blue and black. Just a small amount. This black is.
Have I ever told you guys how much I dislike cats, and somehow I ended up with 5 of them?
Let's just sort of dance in a little bit of this blue black color. Just let it bounce around and play. Just here and there.
It sort of listens.
Wherever you think it ought to be. That's exactly where it should be. Okay. Use that same color. Blue and black.
2 of the cats right now are 14 years old.
Less smoothing is always
One of them is 8,
level. So try to keep these strokes as straight as possible and make.
and another 2 I think are 5 right about now.
This blue and black mixture is so strong, it'll eat up this little light area. So try not to cover that up. You want to save a little touch of that. That'll be pretty when it's all done. Okay, let me wash my old brush here.
I wouldn't mind them so much if they didn't jump up on places or put their claws on things that
Shake it off.
are 160 something years old in a part of my house.
Here's the fun part. Okay, let's go back up here. Be sure your brush is clean and dry. I'm going to very gently, using little crisscross patterns, just blend all this together. Now, when you're painting it at home, you paint as soft as you want it. The more you blend it, the softer it'll become. It'll just absolutely all blend together. There we go. Just let your imagination take you wherever you want to be. You know, one of the questions I get in letters all the time is, where do we get all the ideas for the paintings that we do? You know, one of the best ways we have of coming up with ideas is from cards people send us. We get cards from fantastic people all over the
But
country.
I do have to wake up for work in the morning, unfortunately.
Hey, postcards or photographs. And believe it or not, that's where the majority of these paintings come from. Okay, and that quick we have a very colorful, nice little sky. Let's have some fun. Let's take the little round brush. I'm going to go into a little bit of Van Dyke brown, a little bit of the sienna, touch of sap green. We just mix them together on the brush.
Jessica, if I ever come across the Hello Kitty or a unicorn mold or something that I can put in my sand, I will absolutely keep you in mind.
Barely tapping the canvas, not tapping very hard. And I want them to get lighter toward the top. just make a decision what you think your bushes ought to look like and drop them in. Okay, a little bit more paint.
Yeah, it's going on 3 a.m. here.
Don't want too much green. I want to stay
What sucks even more is I have to wake up for my dogs in the morning. It's not even like I can sleep in and be late for work like I normally do, but Tanya's gone for the weekend, which leaves me responsible for my poor dogs.
There's little things that look right up in here. Just wherever you want. And if you want to show some things that are far, far away, then just barely touch your canvas. So there's just little tiny indications. See, it looks like little distant things. How far back in the distance?
Anyway,
Very touch your canvas. 3 hairs and some hair. Okay, now then, let's put a few little highlights on there. We'll take the same old brush, just leave it dirty.
me and my latest pour
Yellows.
wish everybody a good night.
Tap it.
This thing is
Separated.
massive. I love this thing. My heaviest pour yet. I had 19.5 ounces of silver in my crucible.
Sort of barely.
I was so nervous that the bottom of my crucible was going to end up busting out on me.
Barely touching the canvas. Yellow ochre into yellow, cad yellow. All these
Good night, Oryx.
If you have trouble making them stick, at least a little touch of the liquid white,
I hope you get some sleep yourself,
tiniest little bit, tiny little bit. Just enough.
and everybody else sleep well when you do.
And leave these that are far, far away with nothing on them. Because they're too far
Boy,
away.
I really don't pay attention to the chat very well.
Kill everything with highlights. You'll ruin the illusion of distance in your painting.
Having Granger as a partner, they make it very easy for us to keep our events
But-
safe.
Maybe you want to
Anyway,
the idea of mist just floating around here. Watch right here. Just take the big brush,
I appreciate you guys
gently tap
coming
right
in
its
and
base.
hanging out with me and keeping me company.
Just tap it. Now, avoid taking
Oh,
a brush like this.
Big E.
It'll cut it off real straight. And just
Look
like
what I got,
a
man.
big knife that just cut off all the trees.
I got bubble mailers.
To be very soft,
You know what that means, right? It's happening. It's finally happening.
very lightly. Just lift up a little bit.
And I am so sorry, man, for just not sending your shit to you way sooner.
Same old dirty brush, go right into the brown.
I'm finally getting back into pouring, and like my heart has been just not in it, and you have been in my thoughts way more than I care to admit, because the other tag hangs right next to me, literally, and it reminds me daily that I'm fucking slacking.
Next color, we'll show
So I am really sorry that it's taken so long to get this other tag to you.
color on my brush, and I'll pull a tiny bit of it down. This will create your
Here's, I don't know if I sent you a picture or not. This is the other tag you got coming to you.
cross.
And I think it came out looking really good.
Water, that easy. Now, same old brush, hadn't cleaned it yet. Going right into some of the yellows and the green, and just tap that brush.
So
Tap it.
I am going to have that in the mail by Tuesday.
Come on, back up here, miss. Come right in here and drop it.
I know, but still, it's not good on my part to hold shit for that long. Like, and ultimately, it's just because I'm slacking, not slacking, but need to get my head out of my ass, and I'm slowly doing it. But
Very firm.
thanks, bud. It took me a long time to make that. But I'm not going to make the mistake again of offering something up that I haven't made yet, because shit goes wrong. But anyway, yeah, Oryx, this tag was supposed to be made up back right after the other Wounded Warrior auction. And yeah, and then shit happened. But anyway, all right, everyone, I appreciate you guys stopping in and hanging out with me and keeping me company.
Another brush. This one's clean. And pull it down. This is a clean, dry brush. And go across. See how it reflects all those colors right into the reflections?
I appreciate that, Biggie. I really do, man.
Let's take the knife. I'm going to use a little bit of brown.
I don't know, man. I get in my moods lately, and I just hibernate and just really kind of shut down and block people out. Oryx will tell you. We went from talking every day for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, 3 years, to, I don't fucking know.
Take that same brown, add a little titanium white to it.
But, yeah.
Make a little touch of highlight color.
Yeah, Oryx, you need to do that.
Pull it out very
That wasn't a gift for you.
cut across it.
Oh, shit. All right. Much love, everyone. Stacks, Oryx, Spud, Biggie,
Go straight into the canvas and act like
Spud,
you saw a hole in it.
Mr. Chubby Hubby, Jessica.
Cleans up the bottom of the lamp.
Who else stopped in here? Monkey King. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize. But I love you guys.
Keep these lines basically straight.
And I really got to end this and get my ass to bed. I appreciate that, Mr. Chubby Hubby. I hope you do the same.
Occasional few little trunks and twigs and things like that. No big deal. Wherever you want.
All right. Good night, Spud. Good night, Oryx. Much love, you guys. I'll catch you guys later.
Back into the browns. This is a dark sienna, the Van Dyke brown. A little bit of